AJ.
Yeah, Troy.
You know what episode this is?
300?
That's right, let's get to it! And welcome to World War G. I'm Troy.
Troy is literally one of a kind. He's a goblin or a hobbit or a kobold, which is a type of gremlin.
I'm AJ.
AJ, what kind of name is AJ? Oh, you race cars?
Alright, yes, it is episode 300, but let me tell everybody like how things are going to go here. So we've talked about our Patreon page, right?
Right.
So what's going to happen is the rest of the episodes for January are pretty much going to be teasers of like how the rest of the episodes are going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to get introduced to new segments, new like intros, all sorts of there's a sense of newness about the podcast.
Exactly. See, in the drug world, when they want you to buy drugs, they give you one for free.
Right. The first one's always free.
Always free. And that's how the rest of this month is going to be.
I wish the same thing was for prostitution.
Oh, well, don't we all? But then, starting in February, you're only going to get the first episode of that month will be up on Podbean and all that. Then the rest of the month is all going to be on Patreon, and that's how it's going to roll from here on out.
Perfect.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So, let's get started with Today in Geek History.
Look, up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
And Today in Geek History! Alright, so, back in 1984, the Supreme Court rules 5-4 that private use of home VCRs to tape TV programs for later viewing does not violate federal copyright laws. How many times did you or your family do that?
A lot of times.
Mine too.
Right? It was more so actually my grandma. She was a pirate, I'm pretty sure.
My grandma Wood was a pirate.
Right? Yeah. She would totally just like record these movies and then she would put a sticker, a label on the side of it that said it was this movie. Mm-hmm. So you'd watch it and it'd sometimes have commercials in the middle of it. So right. It was straight from TV.
Oh yeah, my mom did that too. Like we have like so many tapes of like Andy Griffith's show and we had like a bunch of jazz games that we recorded and stuff like that.
Wait, does she have the jazz game?
Which one are you talking about?
John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals?
No.
She doesn't?
No.
What the hell?
I know.
I would totally watch that game again.
I know, that'd be cool.
I remember to this day where exactly I was when I saw that shot. And I'm like, right over Charles Barkley. It was a great day.
I was in my mom's room. I remember watching that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just screaming, jumping, yelling. Yep. Like you jumped kind of like through your arm between your legs like Stockton did.
Yep.
Embraced everybody in the room. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good day. It was a good day.
The only good day I've ever had.
Yeah. After that, it all went downhill after
that.
Yeah. Okay.
I peaked.
We also want to give a special birthday shout out to the one and only Betty White.
99 today.
99. She was born in 1922.
Jeez.
Yeah.
We were talking about before the episode that you said that her diet pretty much consists of just hot dogs, hamburgers,
French fries.
Yeah. That's it?
Yep.
Really?
Yep. She's a big junk food fan, big animal lover. Yeah.
All around amazing person.
Apparently that's how you live long. You just have to get all that junk and preservatives inside of you, and then it'll preserve you.
Oh. Like an embalming fluid.
Exactly. It's like formaldehyde.
Permaglow is what they use as well.
I think most people remember her from, at least I do, from the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and also what was that? The Hot in Cleveland?
Oh, yeah. I never watched that.
Really?
Yeah.
She was pretty dang funny in that.
She looked, I don't know, just...
Wasn't your cup of tea?
No, it wasn't my
For
cup.
the Golden Girls. Mm.
No, I was all about that. Shouldn't have been watching it as young as I was, but...
There are a lot of sexual innuendos.
A lot.
It is it's like an old version of Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It's a Sex and the City precursor.
Sex in the...
Retirement home.
Retirement. Ugh. Ew.
Yeah. Hey, I'm not here to judge.
Right.
I'm not here to judge.
They've got skill. Right? And they've got experience.
Experience.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. So, here's...
Wow, did you do this for the soldiers in World War II?
It actually really hurts for me to laugh.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, because Friday, I'm pretty sure I ate some tainted meat.
The name of the episode.
And so
Tainted
I was
meat.
puking my guts out like all Friday afternoon. And so now my stomach and my esophagus are really sore.
Oh.
Yeah, so it hurts to laugh, but that's okay.
We'll press on.
We're not that funny anyway, so I don't have to worry about it.
Not at all. No, nothing funny about us.
So, we want to introduce a new, what's going to be an ongoing segment. Well, it'll be semi-annual. We won't do it a lot, but every once in a while. And it's called, Do You Even Nerd? So, basically, here's what's going to happen. What you want to do is go to our Patreon page and sign up. I'll tell you why. Because AJ is going to step in and be your proxy for this game.
Right.
Listener.
For this episode.
Yeah. We might switch.
Yeah.
But for this one, it's going to be you. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab a random Patreon member and pick them for AJ or myself to play for. I almost said play with.
We'll play for and in behalf of you.
Yes. And so if we win, you win.
Yes.
So today, we're playing for Ashley Roberts, our one and only patron, who also happens to be the GF.
Yeah.
So
that's when you found a good one. You know you found a good one.
I did. There's a lot of reasons I know I found.
Nope, that's the only reason.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, Matt, a lot of pressure.
Well, it might be a conflict of interest here.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make the questions too hard, but I didn't want to make them too easy for you.
Okay.
But if you do win, and this time you got to get at least 5.
Wait, can I use my phone?
No. 5 or more correct. So we only have to get half. There's 10 questions.
Okay. Man, that's a lot. That's easy. I got this in the bag.
So, what you're playing for is this $25 Visa gift card.
I feel like you need to be like, AJ, come on down. Like high five everybody. I don't know.
Well, are you ready to play? Do You Even Nerd?
Yes.
Let's do this. AJ Warner, come on down and play Do You Even Nerd? America's fastest growing game show.
I'm ready. Thanks for having me on. Big fan. Ogden, Utah. Like to shout out to all my friends and family. All our listeners.
Alright, so I'm going to ask you these questions. Now, if you get the question right, you're going to hear this.
Alright, I like that.
If you get the question wrong, you're going to hear this.
Ooh, I do not like that.
Alright? Now, the theme for these questions is junk food.
Okay.
Snack food.
Oh, nice. Something near and dear to my heart.
Yep. Geek and nerds love their snack food.
And my stomach.
Now, also, all these questions are multiple choice.
Okay.
Alright? So, if you're ready, Let's play. I will keep track of your score. First question. We know Mountain Dew is the geek drink of choice.
Yes.
What year was Mountain Dew released? Is it A, 1960, B, 1940, C, 1930, or D, 1970?
Ooh, I've narrowed it down to 2 years. It was either 60 or 70.
Think it through. Talk it out with yourself.
Okay. I know originally, like, Mountain Dew, it was kind of like moonshine, though, is what it was based off of. And I'm thinking Prohibition. Okay, what are my options one more time?
A, 1960, B, 1940, C, 1930, D, 1970.
I'm gonna go with A, 1960.
Is that your final answer?
Yes. Ah!
I'm very sorry. The correct answer is B, 1940.
1940. Ah.
See, they had the moonshine,
Right.
and then once Prohibition was taken away, then they created Mountain Dew.
Ah, makes sense.
I think. I don't know.
Dang it, I'm sorry.
The original formula was invented in 1940 by Tennessee beverage bottlers Barney and Allie Hartman. So, you're 0 for 1.
Dang. Alright.
Question number 2.
Yes.
Which has never been a flavor of Cheeto? Never
Okay,
been a flavor.
gotcha.
Okay? Is it A, Cheetos Crunchy Chili Lemon, B, Cheetos Fresh Shrimp, C, Cheetos Crunchy Pork Rinds, or D, Cheetos Sweetos Cinnamon Sugar Puffs?
Okay, I know the Sweeto, I know the first one, the lime one, and then also the cinnamon one have been one.
Okay.
But as far as shrimp and what was the other one? Pork rinds?
Cheetos Crunchy Pork Rinds.
Ooh, shrimp. That I could honestly see that being like one over in Japan. Like, I've not seen it here in the stores, and I've not seen the pork rind. I don't seem to like be able to narrow it down to 2. But at the same time, pork would be an easy, like, I'm overthinking this for sure. But, like, you know, pork would be an easy transition. Pork rinds, they're pretty similar in texture with the puffy ones, right? No, I'm going pork rind. Pork. That's my... Ah!
That is correct. Woo! Fritos creator Charles Elmer Doolin invented Cheetos in 1948. Actually, there were a lot of Cheetos flavor. I really had to like dig and find one that hasn't been.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really feeling like that one is a Japanese, Asian, Oriental
The shrimp one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it probably is. Question number 3. Which has never been a slogan for Sprite?
Okay.
Okay. Is it A, Sprite, crisp, clear, refreshing? B, obey your thirst? C, get the right Sprite? Or D, taste its tingling tartness?
It's either C or D, because I do remember the other two. Okay, it was either taste your tingling tartness, or what was the other one?
You talking about C?
C and D, yes.
Get the right Sprite.
Well, what's the wrong Sprite?
That is the question.
Right? I'm going with D. Was it C?
It was A.
Nuh-uh.
Sprite, crisp, clear, refreshing. I made that up.
That sounds legit.
I know, right?
Wow, I'm like, okay, I think I've heard that one. And
I
then
should
as
be
soon
in
as I said that,
advertising.
you're like, oh, man, he's already got it wrong.
Yeah, once you were saying C and D, I'm like, oh, well, my finger on the buzzer here. Okay. You've only gotten one right so far.
Out of 3. All right.
This gift card is slipping out of my girlfriend's hands.
Yeah, I know. You can't, like, signal me over here?
No, I'm not going to give you any hints.
Okay.
Question number 4. Which is not a flavor of Otter Pop? Remember Otter Pops?
I sure do.
Okay, which is not a flavor.
Okay.
Is it A, Alexander the Grape.
Mm-hmm.
B. Major Mango. C. Mean Gene Green Apple. Or D. Little Orphan Orange.
Man, these are some... Did you make up these other ones?
I made up one of them.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
3 of them are an actual flavor. 1 is not.
Alexander the Grape,
Mm-hmm.
I'm 100% sure is there.
Okay.
And then now you're getting like you're ready with the no. Okay. What were the other ones again?
B. Major Mango. C. Mean Gene Green Apple. Or D. Little Orphan Orange.
I gotta be going with green apple.
Green Apple?
Yep.
That is correct.
Okay.
It's actually funny. If you go to otterpops.com, you can actually get little bios of like all those little characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Little Orphan Orange likes to be called Lil, and she wants you to know that she's not frowning. That's just how she smiles.
I had so many Otter Pops growing up. That was like a staple at my house.
When we went over to my grandma Woods, she had a freezer, and it was just stocked full.
Yeah, my grandma had them too. Like, seriously, she would just... I was pretty sure after she passed, I was going to see like a trail of just Otter Pop wrappers.
Right.
Like,
Being from her house to the grave.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you got 2. You're good.
Okay.
This is only question 5. You have plenty of time to make up the difference. You only need 3 more.
All right.
So question number 5.
I hope all of our listeners are listening and playing along with us. Yeah.
Which fast food chain is the oldest? All right.
Okay.
Which fast food chain is the oldest? Is it A, Wendy's, B, Hardee's / Carl's Jr., C, Burger King, or D, White Castle? Wendy's, Hardee's, Burger King, White Castle.
I feel like Hardee's is kind of a newer one because it came out at the same time as like Carl's Jr. and that was kind of like late to the game.
Well, Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are the same.
Correct. Yeah. Where you're from.
Yeah.
White Castle. It seems like Burger King. I know seems older. It's either Burger King or Wendy's, and I'm gonna go with my gut. Gotta trust that gut, especially with food. Wendy's. Was it Burger King?
Nope.
White Castle?
White Castle.
No way, really?
Wendy's, 1969. Hardee's / Carl's Jr., 1960. Burger King, 1953. White Castle, 1921.
Seriously?
Yep.
Wow. All
Yep.
right. Those little sliders aren't very good. I've eaten there.
They are not. White Castle's founder invented the modern hamburger when he got frustrated because the meatballs he was cooking kept sticking to the griddle, that he smashed one with a spatula. Thus, the modern hamburger was born.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. All right. You're still at 2. Question number 6.
Man, this is a lot of pressure here. All right.
Don't worry, you're only playing for my girlfriend's happiness. It's fine. Question number 6. Where were Doritos first created? Doritos. Where were they first created? A, Disneyland. B, Tokyo Disney. C, Disney World. Or D, Disneyland Paris.
These are some good questions.
Thank you.
Where were they invented?
Where were they first invented? Disneyland, Tokyo Disney, Disney World, or Disneyland Paris?
I don't think it would be a Tokyo or Paris thing. And they're always coming up with new things. I'm going Disney World.
I'm sorry, it's Disneyland.
Disneyland?
It's Disneyland.
Oh, I should have just went with that one. Damn it.
The original product was made at Casa de Fritos, now Rancho del Zocalo, at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, during the early 1960s.
Wow.
So you can actually go to the restaurant and eat where Doritos were first invented.
I've been to Disneyland quite a few times. I've never eaten there. I didn't even know about this.
Yep.
Have you eaten at that place?
I
That
have.
restaurant? Okay.
It's not that good.
No?
No.
Oh.
Question number 7. You only have 4 more questions.
I know!
You gotta get 3 of these right.
I know.
It's time for a comeback. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm the comeback king.
Question number 7. Which is the top-selling brand of potato chip? Okay?
Okay.
Top selling. Is it A, Ruffles, B, Lay's, C, Pringles, or D, Utz? Put my finger on the buzzers. A, Ruffles, B, Lay's, C, Pringles, D, Utz.
I'm going B, Lay's.
That's correct!
Woo! Okay. Whew.
I
narrowed it down to Pringles and Lay's. I'm like, no, Lay's, I feel like they've got a lot more flavors.
1 and 2. Yeah.
Right.
As of 2017, Lay's has sold $1,694.2 million in sales. In second place, Pringles has sold $549.7 million. So Lay's has doubled what Pringles has.
Dang.
Question number 8. Just need 2 more, man.
Okay.
2 more. You have one gimme.
Right. I know.
You're good. You're fine.
Yeah.
Question number 8. Which is the newest fast food spicy chicken sandwich? Okay, which is the newest spicy chicken? Is it A, the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken, B, Wendy's spicy chicken, C, McDonald's hot and spicy, or D, Burger King spicy crispy chicken?
I feel like Wendy's was already in the game for a while, and McDonald's, they've been around for like, theirs has been around for a while. What were the other 2 options?
Chick-fil-A spicy chicken or Burger King spicy crispy chicken?
Burger King spicy crispy chicken.
Correct!
Ah, yeah. Like, they were kind of late to the game. They weren't even in, like, the feud with chicken sandwiches.
Chick-fil-A spicy chicken came out in 1989. Wendy's spicy chicken, 1995.
Okay.
McDonald's hot and spicy, 2006.
All right.
Burger King spicy crispy chicken, 2016.
Boom.
It's only 5 years ago that came out. All right, man.
Snap.
1 more.
Yes.
You need 1 more.
All right. Whew. I'm just creating suspense here.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I knew all the answers. Yeah.
Question number 9.
All right.
What is the oldest snack food?
Ooh.
Oldest snack food. Is it A, ice cream, B, chocolate, C, marshmallows, or D, popcorn? I'll give you a hint. All of these are ancient. Ice cream, chocolate, marshmallows, popcorn.
Oldest. I think I've got it down to 2, and I'm gonna say these 2, and I'm probably gonna be wrong, but I'm thinking either like, I know marshmallows have been around for a while, but I'm thinking chocolate or popcorn, and I feel like popcorn, when hasn't, I mean, even like at fairs and at I'm going popcorn. Yeah.
Yeah? Wait, that kind of skip. I gotta do it again. Yes! Popcorn!
I was thinking like what is it, Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey's, like all those different like circus tent shows, buy me some peanut popcorn and Cracker Jacks, right?
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
But, and I'm glad it helped you, but here's the thing. Ice cream was invented in 618 AD.
No way.
Chocolate, I told you, these are ancient.
Yeah.
Chocolate, at like the first recorded like use of chocolate as like eating it, 450 BC.
Seriously.
Marshmallows, 2000 BC.
No way.
They have found marshmallows in ancient Egypt in tombs.
What?
They have found marshmallows. Yeah.
That's what I want to be buried with.
And popcorn, 4,700 BC. They found fossilized popcorn kernels.
Yeah.
In Peru.
All right.
So
I wasn't even close. I was thinking like ancient, but like I wasn't even close.
I mean, ancient. When I say ancient, I mean ancient.
Yeah.
Whew. So you did it, man.
Okay, I still want to I want that last question.
Yeah, this one's just for pride.
Yeah.
This one's just for pride. Question number 10. Which ice cream flavor was not part of Baskin-Robbins OG 31 flavors?
Okay.
So which was not an original flavor? A, eggnog. B, cookies and cream. C, orange sherbet. Or D, peach.
I'm going eggnog.
I'm sorry.
Really?
It was B, cookies and cream.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Founded in 1945 by brothers-in-law Burt Baskin and Irv Robbins, the company is known for its 31 flavor slogan with the idea that a customer could have a different flavor ice cream every day of the month.
That's crazy. Man, I barely got
You pulled it out, man.
Woo! Yeah. C's still get degrees.
Congratulations. I'm sure Ashley's very happy.
Yeah.
She got her Visa gift card. I'll give that
Had
to
you
her
done that
this year.
other one before, I think I would have been even more nervous.
Yeah.
If it just come down to the wire, last one.
That was good, though. That was... You don't want to be... It's like an NBA game. Like, if a team's like 70 points ahead, it's not fun.
Right, it's not entertaining.
But if you're just like a couple points back and forth...
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Let's get to then... What are we doing? Oh, this week. This week in Geek. Wait, do I have that pulled up? I don't have that in my little soundboard. I thought I did.
We'll just throw it in a
I'll
minute.
throw it in later. This week in Geek. All right, so Marvel has faced some pressure lately after the whole thing went down at the Capitol.
Yes.
Marvel under pressure to retire Punisher character and logo. Voices calling for Marvel to retire the Punisher and or his logo following its continued adoption as a symbol of hatred and division have increased following the riots at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. last week. Multiple rioters were seen sporting a modified version of the iconic character's logo as they stormed the Capitol in an act of domestic terrorism.
This, to me, is kind of stupid.
You think so?
I feel like if they were to have worn like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt or something, that's diversity, they're green, mean, fighting machines.
Maybe people wouldn't have complained.
Yeah, well, and even when we had these anonymous people, right, sporting, it's still a Marvel property, right?
DC.
Or DC, excuse me. But we're not calling for that movie to be taken out, right?
I'm trying to think if it had any issues.
I don't think it did.
I don't remember that it did, no.
They used the anonymous used that face.
But at the
Guy
same
Fawkes
time,
mask.
Occupying Wall Street and storming our nation's capital as a mob.
Right.
There's a little difference there.
They also did some like terrorist attacks, didn't they, with that? With those Guy Fawkes masks?
I don't remember.
Leaking like lots of personal information and that kind of stuff.
Anonymous did do that. Yeah,
right.
You're right.
And they changed like the stock market. Yeah, I don't know. I want to say that I don't agree with this. I can see why they might get a little backlash from it, but if they're going to do that to everything and change every meaning of things, that's always kind of bugged me a little bit. It's like, this gets changed. Now this means this thing. And
yeah, Punisher has been around for a while. Like, he's been a pretty established character.
Since like what, the 60s?
60s or 70s, yeah. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I think I know at one point, but I forgot. Like, I think it'd be different if it was like a newer character. I don't know. There's just something that if a character has been around and kind of stuck the test of time for a while, that it's kind of leave it be, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of of two minds about it, to be
1974.
74? Okay.
Right. Like, on the one side, you're like kind of upset with like these people.
Yeah. Of course.
Right? But then on the other side, you're just like, well, don't invoke or don't use that, because I even have a beanie and you've got one right there.
I do, yeah.
of the Punisher. And now...
Yeah, now it makes me, like, I don't want to ever flip it to the... Because it's two-sided. It's Daredevil and Punisher.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to flip it to the Punisher side now.
Oh, I didn't even know about this thing, and just yesterday I went for, like, a run and had my Punisher, like, beanie on, didn't think anything of it, didn't get any weird looks.
Well, and I mean, and police have used that symbol, military has used that symbol.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just... The symbol has kind of been adopted by those that use guns and sometimes excessive force, and you know, and that's what the Punisher is about. So I can understand where people are coming from. At the same time, it's like, well, it's a fictional character. One and two, you start down that path. You know,
where does it kind of end?
Yeah,
or if we let them. Like, if we let people change the meaning of something like that, I don't know. Yeah, I'm of two minds about it as well. I would hate it. Like, say it was like the Superman logo, right? They'd worn like the Superman logo. Would you like not wear any Superman shirts anymore?
I would honestly say no.
Really?
I mean, no. I mean, I would say yes. Yes, I would.
You'd still wear your Superman shirt?
Yeah.
Because it stands for hope, right? Yeah. But if they were to have used it, you know, or if they were to use like the Batman logo, right? I think I would still wear Batman.
Still wear it.
Yeah. I could see if it was like more derogatory or a horrible looking symbol or something, right? Or more offensive.
Yeah.
It's got like a Nazi symbol behind it or something. But then again, like, that symbol used to stand for other things. Other people have used it. The
Nazi symbol? Yeah. Yep, it has.
The swastika? Yeah.
I learned that from Angels and Demons.
Really?
Yeah, that Tom Hanks movie.
Yeah. Tom Hanks, he's taught you everything.
He
you
has.
know?
Everything I learned from Tom Hanks films. I'm still looking for a mermaid somewhere, but...
A Star Trek logo, Assassin's Creed logo, like all these different like symbols, Transformers, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I could see them using like, say like the Captain America shield.
Right.
Like its logo. Like, and I don't think if they did that, I don't think people would be calling for them to retire Captain America.
Right.
Problem is, Punisher, if you're looking at it from the leftist point of view, Punisher is everything that the left doesn't like.
Right.
Right? And so they look at that character, they see those people, and that gets all twisted around.
Right.
Where if it was a more beloved character, like I said, if it was Iron Man or Captain America or Spider-Man, I don't think there'd be that big of an uproar.
No.
To be perfectly honest.
Well, what if it were... Okay, so what if say, a right-wing group or something adapted the Captain America logo, right? Because they're like, oh, Patriots, America, we're for America.
Right.
Would that cause some cause for them to want to take it down?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would.
Right.
Because Captain America is such a beloved character.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's been in the MCU and everybody loves him and all that. Whereas with the Punisher is, people know him. He's not a beloved character.
Right.
You know?
Since he hasn't reached that status.
Right.
Not even with like because his TV show was kind of garbage.
Yeah, I would say he's
had it been like Daredevil level, you know, then...
I would say he's like a B level character, maybe C level at this point. Like, I don't even think Marvel Comics uses him that much anymore. So, I don't know. If they want to get rid of him, fine, whatever. But at the same time, it's like, that could open the door to other things. That's all I'm saying.
Right. I've seen, when was Captain America first kind of introduced?
1941.
41? Okay, so 30 years later. Huh, yeah.
Yeah. See, just then, like, I knew when Captain America was created. I didn't know when Punisher was.
What about Iron Man?
63? 63, 62?
Okay.
One of those.
Superman?
38.
I feel like I'm asking you all these like questions now. You're batting.
Batman 39.
Yeah. Well, see, I knew that one. Yeah, because he's a beloved character. But is it also because he's a little bit of a darker character that, like, say it was like a Joker symbol that they, or like the Joker mask, if they were all wearing those ones and they stormed the Capitol?
They could be having a conversation with DC, yeah, absolutely. Right. And I think that definitely has something to do with it. If it was
a villain more, or
Punisher's more of an anti-hero.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see, hey, right wingers, look into this character called Deadpool.
Yeah.
start wearing his symbol.
if you're looking for a symbol to wear,
and his start wearing his masks and stuff. That'd be fine with me. I'd be perfectly fine with it. Let's get him banned.
Well, here's something interesting for you. New Indiana Jones announced by Bethesda. Bethesda and Machine Games are working on an Indiana Jones game, according to the teaser released on Tuesday. A brief video shared on social media shows a desk cluttered with journals, tools for exploring, and records of journals and whatnot, and then it pans across his iconic hat and also a whip, and kind of like slightly plays the Indiana Jones theme song.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We watched this before the episode, and honestly, I would love an Indiana Jones game. I feel like this is where he could actually shine. It's weird, like, I don't care if they make another Indiana Jones movie, because I only think there's 3.
Yeah. Right.
Crystal Skull, like, fuck that. Like, that was garbage. But if they made it into a video game and kind of went Uncharted, Tomb Raider style, I would be perfectly fine with Indiana Jones going on all these adventures. Then you don't have to worry about age. You know, you don't have to worry about Harrison Ford. You could even do, like, younger ones, prequel ones. You could, it would be fantastic, and I'm all for this.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Especially if they make it, they say it's going to be like an open world type of a game.
Yeah.
Because if they did that, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite parts is in The Last of Us Part 2. You're in this area, you're riding on a horse, and you've got this huge area to explore. You have to like none of the map is open. You can't see anything, kind of like a dungeon crawler. And you're going around to like the bank to these different places where there's all these like things to explore. And I love that open world feel that you can like, oh, now I want to do this. Now I feel like going over here, you know? But how would it work more with a linear story for Indiana Jones or open world? Because the thing about Indiana Jones is he gets an idea, he gets something that he's going after, and then he pursues it, right?
Right.
Like Nathan Drake style. I don't know about it being an open world and him just running around to different... Unless it was such a open, expansive world that you actually had to, like, fly on a plane and ... your way over to, like, you know, another location.
Yep, ... your way over the map. Yep.
That's the only way that I could see it really working, is if he's just like, oh, hey, I heard about this ancient thing over here in Egypt. I'm going to head this way. Oh, I've also heard about in Australia, they've got problems with this. So then you can kind of like go everywhere. And then they could even have an expansion down the road or a DLC where you get to go to a new location. Right. Then I could see it working, because it would feel more distant. And you could even have like a villain or a rival archaeologist kind of hunter that's also hunting for these things as well, but he does some shady shit to get it.
Right.
Like he's not quite so, you know, such a good person. He's like, he's not opposed to shooting somebody if it means that he can like explore this area, or he'll forge certain paper and documents to be able to go here. Right? And you're having to go by the book. That's what I would like to see from it.
Okay.
But I'll for sure play it.
Yeah, I hope it'll be good.
And this is a really smart move on Bethesda, their behalf, because they've just been acquired, you know, and this is their way of showing, hey, we're making moves, we're making changes, we're up and coming.
All right. Well, staying in the realm of video games and Lucasfilm and everything.
Yeah.
Lucasfilm and Ubisoft announced open world Star Wars game.
Ooh.
Star Wars began this week by announcing it will produce all its future video games under the new Lucasfilm Games banner. The following day, we learned that the company is working with Bethesda, there you go,
Right.
and Machine Games on a playable Indiana Jones adventure. Oh, they were talking about Indiana Jones. Okay. And Lucasfilm Games isn't easing up on the hyperdrive just yet. For the third straight day, they've made a big announcement. The company has teamed up with Ubisoft for a story-driven open-world experience set in the galaxy far, far away. The type of game fans have long wanted from this franchise.
We kind of got a taste of it with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, but it was still pretty linear with the story.
Also, that RPG game, Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
You ever play that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty open world.
Right.
Itself.
That you felt... So, what kind of a character... Would you play as a new Jedi and then just go to distant, remote places, but also play at some places that you're familiar with? Or what would you want from this game?
I hope that's what they do. I hope you can choose like a certain class. Maybe you choose like a Jedi or a Rebel pilot, or maybe a Mandalorian, or a Sith, or, something like that.
You've got a couple of different classes to choose?
Yeah. And so the story is then driven from what you choose, but you can also go on to all these different places, do little side quests, and go to Tatooine or Coruscant, or...
That would really create some replayability, right?
Yeah, very much.
Like if you were playing as more of a good guy, you're doing the pod racing, right? And then you're going around and you're like, oh, I want to race here. But like if you're a bad guy, you see the pod racing going on, but you're doing some shady back alley deal, right? Or making some other bets behind the table.
Right.
Or, I don't know. So that like they intersect a little bit, but at the same time, they're kind of doing their own stuff.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think that'd be really cool. Like you could go to... Like, depending on when it's set, you could go to these locations that were famous in the movies and see Jabba's old palace, or...
Right. See that the, Boba Fett has taken over.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That could be a lot of fun.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Speaking of really cool things, Lord of the Rings show is confirmed that it is going to be set thousands of years before the movies. The Amazon upcoming Lord of the Rings series take place thousands of years before the movie, according to the show's synopsis. Even before The Hobbit, it's going to be taking place in Middle Earth, but a long time ago in a galaxy in a hobbit hole far away. I feel like this has a lot more potential, and then you're not so stuck with having to focus on characters that everybody knows and loves.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can do your own thing, make it your own. I do, however, don't know how this is really going to work, because you've got that big in The Hobbit where it was like the battle of the 5 armies coming together. Those 5 armies, they're kind of doing their own things now. So I guess it would be more Game of Thrones-esque, where everybody's jockeying for position, but it hasn't escalated or gotten to that point where they go to war.
Yeah, I mean, if it's set thousands of years ago, before the Lord of the Rings, there's a lot you could do. Like, you could do... Maybe there was a lot more dragons there. Maybe, like Lord of the Rings. Maybe there was, this one kingdom that ruled everything, and then you have these little insurrections and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like from the dwarves or elves or whatever.
Do you feel like Amazon has enough money to be able to create a show and do it, like this kind of type of show, and do it justice?
Oh, yeah.
With the budget that they've got?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because... I mean, it wasn't until like a couple of seasons in that Game of Thrones got that HBO money, right?
Right.
They first had to kind of make do with other stuff. But
well, I mean, Jeff Bezos is the second richest man in the world.
Right. So I'm sure you can throw a little money this way.
I think they got the money somewhere. Yeah.
Do you already have Amazon Prime?
Yes, I do.
I was gonna say, or does this make you want to like purchase it for this show?
I do have Amazon Prime. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll definitely be watching. I'm also gonna want to watch that prequel of Game of Thrones that's coming out.
Right.
Because it's actually very similar to that. It takes place not
with the Targaryens.
Yeah, but it's like hundreds of years before Game of Thrones.
Right. Why are they setting it so far? Like, I could see it being maybe like 100 years before The Hobbit.
I think they're doing that. You mean Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. What's the reason for going so far back? Because I feel like the season finale could be the five armies.
Because I think, I don't know my Tolkien lore too well, but I think back then was the time where, you had the big, big battles, or you had, it was more of an age of, it was like their medieval times.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get at. Where they had big monsters and beasts that they don't really see anymore in Lord of the Rings, but back then they had.
You're just seeing like the remains or the remnants of these things, right?
Or, yeah, so if you film back then, you could have these ancient creatures and
you have a lot more freedom.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And magic is probably more of a thing back then, and
right.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of similar to like with Star Wars, where there was a period of time where you didn't really hear like about Jedis, right?
Right.
And then you've got somebody in Tolkien time like Gandalf that comes around that he's able to do magic, and he does it as like party tricks and stuff,
Right.
And people kind of know about it, but it's not. So yeah, magic would definitely be more prevalent back then. It's got a lot of potential. I'm pretty stoked for it.
It does. And the more that I'm listening to these Lord of the Rings audiobooks, or
Game of Thrones
audiobooks, the more I'm like, yeah, I want to see this prequel series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what they can do with it.
Yeah. Especially if they're doing the Targaryen line, because it seemed like the Targaryens, they kind of ruled that whole kingdom for a long time.
Right.
Like they had dragons and they were large and in charge. So I think that.
And everybody else is just kind of like, just bowed down to them.
Yep. All right. Let's get to our Revs and Recs. So, I wanted to talk about this last week, but I forgot. And by the way, all of our Revs and Recs have to do with Netflix.
Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah, go figure. The history of swearing. This is something that just came out on Netflix a few weeks ago, and it is kind of amazing.
Really?
Yeah. It's hosted by Nick Cage, and what they do is each episode they pick a different swear word, and they basically go into the entire history,
origin
and
of
etymology of that swear word.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's fascinating because they bring in literal professors of language and stuff like that, and they some of them they kind of narrowed it down to the year where it became, instead of being this, all of a sudden became a swear word. And they have comedians and stuff like that
kind of interject and give their 2 cents on it. So is it similar to Drunk History a little bit?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of.
What are some of the swear words that we can look forward to by watching this show?
So, I will give you that in 1 second. There are how many episodes?
8? 10? That's my guess. I'm bad at guessing today, though.
My stupid computer is acting up. Sorry. Well, the first episode is fuck.
Yeah.
That's the first episode. There's there's fuck, there's...
Oh, shit, bitch, dick,
Yes.
pussy, Damn.
There you go.
That's them.
That's them.
Each episode's only 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
Okay.
And damn was actually funny because everybody on there was like, is that a swear word?
Right.
I mean, because it's so just like, it's so like minor and tiny and.
Well, dick and pussy, I don't know.
Well, dick, yeah, I think dick is like the same as damn. Like I say dick a lot.
Yeah.
I say pussy a lot too, but that's in different
Context.
context.
Bitch. I don't really, quit acting like a little bitch. Like, I'll say that like when I'm playing with my friends sometimes.
Bitch is actually my favorite swear word.
Really?
Yeah. Though I actually don't say it a lot. I do say...
Thanks to Jesse, and was that what you'd always say?
I mean, yeah, that is what he said, but I liked it long before. I said, because I would say, like, son of a bitch all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've moved into more of a goddammit phase,
Okay.
you know?
Oh,
But I still like bitch.
It was really funny. I'd seen this. I know you're gonna hate it, but like I'd seen a TikTok that was really funny about this one girl where she's just like, as an ex-Mormon, one of my favorite things to say is like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, for whatever reason, it's just so damn satisfying, and it just made me laugh. I don't know.
She's right. It is satisfying.
Right? I don't know, but
yeah,
it's definitely worth checking out.
It is definitely worth checking out. It doesn't take itself too seriously. It's entertaining. It's funny. It's educational. Nick Cage is doing his crazy Nick Cage thing, and it's just a blast. And they're super easy to watch, and you can just binge through the entire season really quick.
In like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So out of 5
fucks, how many fucks are you gonna give it?
Nice. I like that. I'm gonna give it. I'm at like 3.5 fucks.
Okay, that's a solid fuck you.
It is. It is.
The show that I watched on Netflix just last night. So Netflix is going to be doing, and we will potentially have a segment for this, but Netflix once a week is going to be dropping a blockbuster or a big budgeted movie.
Yes.
Right? For the year 2021.
Yep.
And every single week they just come out with a new one. And I didn't get a chance to watch the first one just yet, but the second one that they just dropped just 2 days ago was Outside the Wire. Now this stars Anthony Mackie, Damson Harris, Emily Beckham, and a couple others. But what this is...
And a bunch of people you've never heard of.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, we only care about Anthony Mackie.
Yes.
So, this is about a soldier that he's a drone operator, and he makes a decision that not everybody agrees with. So they're like, hey, you've never been on the front line. You've never experienced any of this stuff. We're going to throw you out here, and we're going to throw you with Anthony Mackie, who plays a AI android type character. Very very advanced. But it is fascinating because at first he's just thinking that he's kind of this superior officer to him, and yet he has to go, yes sir, no sir, yeah, cause he's over him. But then at the same time, you get this whole dynamic where this is just a robot, and I'm saying I have to have his back and I have to cover him, what the hell? There's just a great dynamic that happens and emerges throughout this movie. And also, you get some awesome fight scenes, and it kind of reminded me a little bit of like a District 9. I was getting District 9 vibes. Or what's the other one? There's a couple others in that series. And
in that same vein, you mean?
Correct, yeah. Same director.
What was that one with Matt Damon?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking about. That I can't think of. Where he has to go up to the other world because they've got better stuff.
Or Chappie.
Yeah. Similar to like a Chappie, because you've got these robots that are now able to fight crime side by side with these soldiers. Because it's set in the not so distant future, I think 2036.
Mm-hmm.
to where these robots are deployed, but they're also able to make the decisions. But at the same time, as a human, you're still like, I don't know if they've deemed this as like a, you're worried about them if they deem it as a threat and they decide to shoot, or if you're like, no, we can talk this out, right? It's a really fascinating, like, interesting movie, and it takes a twist that I won't talk about, but out of out of 5 bullets, I'm gonna give this one a 3.5. It was pretty solid. Like, way to go, Netflix. It's trending as the number 10 movie on Netflix right now. But yeah, it was really well done. This is one that I would actually like add to my movie collection. Like, yeah, it was pretty solid.
All right. I saw another movie.
Yeah.
On Netflix called The Professor and the Madman.
All right.
Now, I saw this one also in Redbox, and I looked at the description and thought, oh, that's kind of interesting. I should get that sometime. So...
And then you see them, they dropped on Netflix.
Yeah. So here's the premise. Based on the 1998 book, The Surgeon of Crowthorne, the life of Professor James Murray is portrayed as he begins work on compiling words for the first edition of the Oxford English Dictionary in the mid-19th century.
Oh, I'd seen the trailer for this.
As he led the overseeing committee, the professor received over 10,000 entries from one source in particular, a patient at Broadmoor Criminal Lunatic Asylum, Dr. William Minor.
Played by Mel Gibson?
No, the James Murray, the professor, is played by Mel Gibson.
Oh, gotcha.
William Minor is played by Sean Penn. You also have Natalie Dormer, speaking of Game of Thrones. Jennifer L., Eon Gruffeld, never learned how to say his name. Steve Coogan, and a bunch of other people we've never heard of. This was intriguing.
Really?
Yeah. And the crazy thing about this is it's a true story. So what happens is this guy, it was a Civil War soldier. And what was his? I just said what his name was. What was it? Chester Minor, William Chester Minor. So he was a Civil War soldier, and he fled to England to seek asylum because he was convinced that there was a guy coming to get him in the night.
Right.
And that this guy would take him to places at night and have him do all these horrible things. And he was convinced that he was doing this. Well, when he goes to England, he sees this guy that he thinks broke into his room, and he thinks that it's this guy that's been haunting him. So he chases him down,
right,
and he kills him, shoots him.
Oh, wow, okay.
And so instead of going to prison, they put him in this asylum for a reason of insanity, because he's clearly insane. And at the same time, James Murray, Mel Gibson, has been tasked to write the goddamn dictionary.
That's a daunting task.
Yeah.
Right?
Literally write all the words. And so he's like, okay, how am I going to do this? Because apparently they had tried it before, these guys at Oxford. And he's like, okay, well, here's an idea. Let's get help. Let's get volunteers. Let's put a little pamphlet in all these books, all these new books that are being sent out, and have people write down words and definitions and send them to us.
Yeah.
Because his thing was, you got to be able to connect the words and the origins and where they come from.
It's a little difficult when you're not too familiar with it, but like, there's certain words that we use, or even like that are Latin based, or that are, Spanish based, or you definitely need to enlist some people's help, especially when you didn't have like the use of computers.
Yeah.
And current
so, for
technology.
example, they got stuck on the word art. They couldn't
find an origin.
Yeah, they couldn't find the origin of the word art. Like nothing was fitting. So then this guy, Dr. Minor, he gets a book as a Christmas present, and he sees the pamphlet inside, and he starts to read it, and he just starts busting out all these words.
Yeah, ones that are in there, or just from the beginning. He's just like A, B, C
Yeah,
kind of a deal.
pretty much.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he does this, and people let him do this because while he's focusing on this, he's not having like these night terrors or anything.
Yeah. So
And
this
so
gives him a good distraction.
Yeah, and so that's how he ends up like sending him like 10,000 words and definitions and stuff like that. So then James Murray ends up going to see him. They become friends. Not to give too much away, but it ends. It's kind of a happy ending and kind of not.
Okay.
So
just be warned.
Just be warned. But it's really good. And it's really intriguing. And the whole time I was watching it, like I was going online and doing research about these people and
Seeing how accurate it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Turns out pretty accurate.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, it's like I said, it's Mel Gibson and Sean Penn. Mel Gibson's making a comeback.
He honestly is. After Fat Man and this movie.
Yeah, that's 2 movies now. I'm like, oh yeah.
He's a talented actor.
He's really good. I forgot.
I loved him in The Patriot. Like,
Yeah.
And what was that one where he was kind of crazy? Mr. Beaver.
Oh, the Beaver?
The Beaver?
Yeah.
That was actually really well done. It was during his, like, crazy period, so it kind of, like, fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Kind of similar to, like, Shia LaBeouf and Fury.
Yeah.
Right in just when they're crazy, like, the role fits. They're made for that role.
Well, I mean, Maverick, one of my all-time favorite films.
Maverick,
that
yeah.
he's in. And then Sean Penn, of course, is always good. And it's an incredible cast. It's really well acted.
The accents are pretty spot on.
The accents are good. Mel Gibson has gone back doing his Braveheart Scottish accent,
Okay.
which he's actually really good at. Sean Penn's just doing an American accent, so
He's good at that, too.
he's good at that. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. If you're a fan of like history or, those period type of films, definitely check this one out. So
5 words?
5 words. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's really good. It's really good.
Sweet. Those are some great reviews.
Yes. It's people listening, you have a lot of stuff to check out if you want.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, people listening, we want you to, if you haven't already, head to our Patreon page.
Yes.
And sign up. We're going to have a bunch of stuff we're going to start doing over there.
A lot of content.
Yeah, just exclusively over there. So you're going to want to sign up. It's $1, $3, $5, or $7. So I mean, it's really, really inexpensive.
It's really reasonable, yeah.
And yeah, I'm trying to think what I'm going to say. What other form of entertainment is going to be that cheap per month? You know what I mean?
Right? That's very true.
Yeah. But at the moment, currently, like I said, we only have the one patron.
Once we do get to 100,
But
that's the goal.
yes, once we get to 100, we're doing a drunk show.
So it's these last couple of episodes before we make the transition, right?
Yes. Yep.
So, I mean, after that, like, you're just going to be out of luck.
Yep.
You're not going to get to hear these lovely voices.
Exactly. Yeah, you should have heard these lovely voices before the show started. We had some technical difficulties.
Yes.
That's all I'm going to say. Actually, here's what we'll do. Speaking of Patreon,
Yes.
after we finish recording this, let's record another segment and we'll talk about everything that happened before it started.
Deal.
And then we'll throw it up on Patreon as kind of a special feature or as an extra
A
or
DLC.
DLC.
Yeah.
I like it. All right, so this has been World War G, episode 300. That has been AJ.
And that has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends.